These exercises I like to call the Core 360. They're going to work on the components of muscle that make up your core unit, which ranges from your shoulder girdle to your abdominal wall to your pelvic girdle. So we're going to start on your side in a side plank. That's also going to incorporate some hip strength. So your arm is going to be perpendicular to the ground with your shoulder right above your elbow. And this part of your body is pretty straight. You're going to lift your hips. And I often need to bump my elbow a little bit closer to my hips. You're going to try to really lift up here and make an arch with your body. And then you can lift and lower your knee to get some additional hip rotation strength. So this might be 3 repetitions and then you rest. Or you might be able to do more. But I'd like you to go until you really feel a burn in your shoulder, in your hip, and in this hip too. Your waist will also be feeling some of this. From here, you're going to go onto your back. Remember, this is Core 360, so we're going to be in all different positions. And on your back, we're going to do bridge. And there's a couple different ways to make bridge harder. Sorry about that. Okay. So the first thing we could do is just pick up one foot and help. We're trying to keep the pelvis level. So we can hold that for a few seconds. Repeat that on the other side. You don't want your pelvis to drop. Keep your pelvis level. It also helps to have your feet right under your knees. The second thing we can do here is tie a band around the knees and practice opening and closing. And the third thing you can do is put a ball between your knees and squeeze against the ball. So it really activates the back of the body, the inner thighs, and the outer thighs with those 3 exercises. And then lifting the foot is very stabilizing for the glute. From here, we're going to work our abdominals. And we can use a similar principle. You want to make sure that your lower belly is pulling in and not poofing out. So in versus out. You want to make sure that your lower back has a little bit of a curve in it. You don't want to flatten your back all the way. I like to think about a little string bean being under my back. I don't want to squish the string bean, so I'm not tilting backward. I'm keeping my regular arch. And I'm going to put a hand here to make sure that my belly doesn't poof out. So I'm holding my belly in with my muscles. Now I'm going to pick up my right foot 1 inch, and I'm going to extend it out. Bring it back and down. And if I can do that without my hand moving, then that's pretty good. If my hand is doing this, then I'm going to back up a little bit and just do straight leg marches or bent leg marches. I'm doing okay with the straight leg. I can make it a little bit more advanced and bring my legs up. And now I have to work much harder to keep my tummy flat. So I'll show you what this looks like when the tummy goes up. You see my hand go up? And here's me working very hard to keep the tummy in, but not flattening my back. That would be flattening. Okay, so level 1, just to lift. Level 2, and extend. And level 3, both feet are up, and you're extending one leg at a time. You can make that a little bit easier by keeping your knee bent. Okay, so those are your 2 exercises on your back. Now we're going to turn over again. Round the world we go. And we'll do our side plank on the other side. If side plank is getting easy and you want to go a little harder, you can do a bent knee side plank with a full leg lift. Or you can do a full leg side plank with a lift or no lift. And sometimes you can make it really fun and bring your leg forward and backward. It's a lot of stabilization. From the side plank, then we're going to end up on hands and knees. And the bird dog is a great exercise. You might know it as spinal balance. You're going to extend your right arm and your left leg. Now you can hold it here and do several repetitions of this. Or you can take it out to the side. So your arm is making like half of a Y, and your leg is out to the left a bit. And that might be enough for you. Go out to the side, come back to the middle. Or from here, you can bring your elbow towards your knee. And you want to inhale as you extend out and exhale as you come in. So find what level you would like for your body with this exercise. And then repeat on the other side. We'll start, hands and knees, arm and leg extended. We can come here from an extended position, or we could bring the leg and arm out to the side. You want to make sure that your ribs aren't sagging in the middle. Bring your ribs up, tuck your tailbone under, strong through your leg and arm like you mean it. And the shoulder girdle that's on the floor also lifts up a bit. There we go. Inhale here, exhale here. And then last but not least, we'll work on a little bit of plank. So plank is really great for your abdominal wall, for your shoulder girdle, and your hip girdle again. Again, in plank, you want to make sure you pull your ribs in, tuck your booty under. You can just hold here. So this is plank option 1. Hands and knees. Plank option 2, you're going to go to forearm and knees. And then plank option 3, forearms and toes. Now we can get a little bit dynamic in the plank as well. You can drop one hip and then drop the other. You can lift your legs. Or you can shuffle back and forth between a forward and a backward lean. So what would that look like in this? Same. And then in the easier version of plank, also can be dynamic with a leg lift, with a hip drop, and forward backward lean. And that makes 360 degrees.